Hey guys, Michael here with the Daily Note, and just a quick shout out to everybody that showed up to the live stream yesterday. If you haven't caught it, just give it a look. But to be honest, I'm kind of a little afraid to look at it myself because I think I started getting pretty nervous at the end. And one thing that was throwing me off is, well, I had never done anything like that before, and even though I kind of prepared what I wanted to say, I wasn't prepared for the crowd management aspect of it. And anyways, if you look at all the good live broadcasters and streamers that are doing it now, I'm sure they just, they're not at a level that they are at right now. They started pretty rough, maybe. And maybe some people are just naturally talented, but I'm not. So I kind of have to work into it. And, at least it seems like it went a little bit better than I anticipated. So anyways, I'm trying to, communicate or be a little bit more interactive with the community that we've built here. So, and since I cannot respond to comments as much as I could, maybe what I can do is I could upload a video and then I'll do a live stream and I'll respond to every comments, or maybe you guys could ask questions about the previous video and I'll respond to the comments that came in after the last video was posted. So we'll try to do stuff like that. So my ultimate goal is not just provide these tips and you guys take it and use it. I kind of want to build a community where we share our ideas and share how we use the device so that we could all have, we could all get the best ideas and kind of put them in use, because we get these amazing phones and we're just kind of stuck to using it as we were doing it before without trying all the new stuff that they've implemented, which is a good segue to the video that I want to post today. And it is all about using this feature right here. So if you just drop this menu down, you could see there's a toggle called navigation bar. So what that is, well, I turned it off, but I'll turn it back on. It's these three buttons. And I was actually using these buttons all the way up until I got the Note 10. And this feature has been here for a long time, but until the Note 10, we had the Bixby button. So what I did was I programmed the Bixby button to toggle these buttons on and off. We had to use a app called BX Actions, and I did the ADB shell thing, if you guys know what that is, so that it became really responsive. So I could just make those buttons disappear and reappear at will by pushing the Bixby button. But the reason I went to hiding those buttons is that we lost the Bixby button. I made these buttons more like what we've had traditionally before the Bixby button ever showed up. But I'm missing that feature, being able to turn those buttons on and off, because the most important benefit of having a large phablet is the screen real estate. And we had a big jump from the Galaxy Note 7, 8, 9, and definitely the 10, because we lost most of the bezels, like almost all of the bezels. If we can remove those buttons, we would gain so much more. So my recommendation to you is to turn off those buttons. And what you can do after that, so for example, you swipe up and then you hit the back button, right? And you swipe up and you hit the home button, and you could switch apps from swiping up from there. Okay, you could do it twice, right, to toggle between the last two apps you were at. So there you go. To hold the home button to call the Google Assistant, you just have to swipe up and hold. And there you go. I want you to try it, and I want you to try it for a couple of days, because when I first saw this feature, I really didn't like it. So it took me literally 2 years to get me to try it for reals. Like, I just stuck with it for 2 days and I absolutely love it. And you know what? I never turned these buttons back on. It's just become second nature. So all I want you to do is try it. Try it for a couple of days. Try to get used to it. And if you still hate it, you could always go back and turn these buttons on. But once you freed yourself from having relied on those buttons there, I think you could really benefit from this Galaxy Note, or you could really benefit from any smartphone really, because you gain so much of the screen real estate. So yeah, that's just my short tip for today. And as mentioned before, this is just the way I like to use it that I think might be beneficial to a lot of people. But I want you guys to share some ideas in the comments, and maybe during a future live chat, and maybe during the future live chat or live stream, I could try out those features real time. We could discuss it, and maybe you'll change how I use it. So there's that. And as mentioned, I just want to go back to my last video that was uploaded, or it was a live stream, and I just want to reply to all the comments that I haven't got to. Toshiba Voodoo says, love my Note, glad to see you back. Note 8 user with an eye on the Note 11 or Note 10, but the Note for sure. So yeah, I think further down, Robin, and I want to reply to Robin's original comment, which was, should she upgrade from the Note 8 to the Note 10? There's always a little bit of enticing features on every device, and you get a little bit more screen real estate, and that is always the number one feature. And the second one is the charging time. The charging time is incredible on the Galaxy Note 10, especially if you get the super fast charger, which may or may not be worth it for you guys because the included charger is already super good. But I'll talk about that in a future video. And then the last one is the wide angle camera, because it just opens your camera up to do a different type of photography that you never had access to before. So those are the main features that I could think of off the top of my head that I think would be worth the upgrade. Now, if none of those features seem to jump out at you, you could absolutely, and I think you should absolutely wait as long as possible to upgrade, because, for example, if you buy the Note 10 in June, I'm sure it's going to be like half price. If you want to buy the Note 11 when it comes out, I'm sure it's going to have all the features in here, plus all the cool features that they're going to introduce on the next phone. So going back to the comments, JJ, glad to see you back. You were missed. Thank you. Rafiq, hey, glad to see you back. Your channel has been great for me over the years. Ever since you did the Note 2 stuff, I have had a Note series phone since then. Looking forward to your tips and tricks for the Note series. All right. Marcella, it's hard to read at this distance, but starting watching you when I got the Note 2, loved your videos. Glad you're back. Welcome back. Oh, this is from Maria. Welcome back. I'm glad you're uploading videos again. Thank you for these comments. My friends sometimes visit these channels and read the comments, and they're just shocked about how nice the comments are. And then K Brooks, I did away with the navigation buttons on the Note 10 Plus a few weeks ago. Note 10 Plus a few weeks ago. And once I got used to it, I wouldn't go back. Definitely. So he gets it. Glad you're still around. Been watching your videos since before I had a channel. Okay, this is Travis MCP. Excited to see you back. Being in Europe at the time you can live stream is not the best, but I'm sure I'm going to watch everything you do after the fact. Wow, thank you. James G, great to see you back. I thought it was an error. Ha. All right. Do you think they will do away with the Note line and put a stylus in the Galaxy 11? So this is a response to James G's comment. Marcella responded. And that's an interesting comment, and actually something that I think about as well. But the fact that they could just stick in a larger battery for people that say they'll never use the stylus, and that's what the Galaxy S11 is. I think they'll just keep the lines separate. Yeah, but here's one thing. I think the folding phones. I definitely think the folding phones, just like the Galaxy Note series of phones, you look at the first two versions, and look where we are now. I think the folding phones are definitely going to be the future of things. Just the materials and how they feel will be just so improved, where it's just gonna feel like we have this quality device, but it folds. Maybe after about 10 generations, maybe, but we'll eventually get there. But I hope we still get a stylus in one of those. So the last comment, Monty Dixon, do you use a third-party launcher or stick with One UI? The only drawbacks, or maybe you'll see it as a benefit to using those, is it becomes a little bit more like Android and a little bit less like the Galaxy Note or the Galaxy brand. And, I guess, yeah, again, you could see that as a benefit or a negative, but I kind of never minded using the stock launcher, even on the original versions like the Galaxy Note 2. I know it became sluggish, but you could figure out ways to make it more smooth. For example, you could see that I have 2 pages. I have 2 pages only on the home screen and for the apps, all my apps are organized on 1 page. And for me, that just keeps less in memory, and that lets everything be a little bit more fluid. I only run 5 widgets, so that might be a lot, but at least it's only 2 pages of it. I'm running the Google widget, the weather widget, which I think looks nice. It's a nice centerpiece, like a nice clock in the center. I just realized that the steps widget is no longer necessary, so I think I'm gonna remove it after this video, because you just have the steps widget in your notifications all the time, and I do look at it more than when I have it in here. All right, so that's all I have for today. And I think for my next video, I think I'm going to do a live stream and maybe respond to some of the comments that came in for this video, and then we'll go from there. And maybe you guys could ask me questions about something on your mind, I guess. So anyways, that's all for today. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and maybe even hitting that notification bell icon. And if you like this video and you found it useful, please give me a like if you want to help me out just a little bit. All right, so I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.